Someone donated their rock and heavy metal DVD collection. I went to one of my regular spots and they said, Tony, we got a new box for you. Digging through the box, there were some comments, stuff I don't really need, pretty easy to get. But then I started seeing music and I grabbed one, then another, and I came up with this stack. Let's take a look at them. Led Zeppelin in a snap case. The song remains the same. In Concert and Beyond. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you about Led Zeppelin, except that they're the only band in this stack that was honored at the Kennedy Center Honors. So that was pretty cool. And Hart did a killer rendition of Stairway to Heaven during that ceremony. Now, this is Siousie and the Banshees. They started in the mid-'70s and went to the mid-'90s, and I didn't know who they were. We were in hanging out, all of us, doing our thing, and back in the '80s, and we're listening to the '80s music. And a new guy comes in, kind of a cool hip dude, said, "Put on Siousie and the Banshees," and that was the first time I even heard those words. Like, who? So they started off following the Sex Pistols, and then actually Sid Vicious played in their first performance as Siousie and the Banshees. Sid Vicious was their drummer. So it's total punk rock, and they moved more into rock and some of their middle year stuff. And this one, I feel like it should be this way, because usually when you open it, but have it like this. So this is Pearl Jam, live at the Garden, Madison Square Garden. And the previous owner had this music collection, and I don't know why stuff gets donated. I can only suspect, but in the same box, same donation, all this type of music. So that's pretty good stuff right here, Pearl Jam. That's probably one I'll watch pretty quick here. Pop it in, see what happens. And then this is Jefferson Starship, derived from Jefferson Airplane. And when it says like this, greatest video hits, it's probably like MTV style. It's the videos. It's not so much stage performances or interviews or documentary. It's the MTV version of this. And then this one is the Ozzfest. Ozzy, the 10th anniversary, and quite a few songs. That's a pretty long playlist. Plus concert performances, live. Let's see what. Okay, now this is a double disc, but it's not a double disc case. This should have clips here for this to pop into it and go like that. And this is also a two-sided label. So let's take a look at see, that's why it's a clear case. So you can see the inside label. So here's the outer label. And then it's a clear case, so you get this. And this dude is just kicking back right there on top of the crowd. The good stuff. That's nice. So that's Ozzy. And I'll trade this out to put it in a clear case with clips. Everything's in pretty good shape. The disc, the cases, the inserts, all in pretty good shape. And here's a clean copy of Judas Priest. I don't know if you can see that. It's super clean. They probably opened it, watched it, put it on the shelf, and I got it. I'm there to scoop them up. Yeah, that's clean. So this is Judas Priest. Whoa. Okay, I didn't see that show, but that's clearly something going on. And then, sorry about that. And then, getting carried away. I'm getting a little heavy metal here. Let's go. Let's knock this camera around. Speaking of knocking things around, look at Ronnie James Dio, Sacred Heart. This guy, this is like hardcore bliss right here. Oh yeah, there you go. There it is. And the last one is Metallica. And this one's pretty cool because it's San Francisco Symphony Orchestra. A lot of bands do that towards their later years. They get the, more musical performers on the stage just to make, especially either a chorus or the symphony orchestra, to really get the beautiful music going. So this case is a little tricky. It's two flaps. They're supposed to hold this heavy thing in the middle. It's middle heavy. So your first response is to try and open it like this. And of course, there's the glue, the good old glue gun. And it should be like this. And this is supposed to stay anchored there. And that just didn't happen. It's just too much going on. So, yeah, there's a Symphony Orchestra. This looks pretty good. So this is a culture cluster because it's a culture of cluster. Let me say it right. I call them culture clusters because it's a cluster of culture, hence the name. And it could be any type of cluster. It could be different types of music. It could be boxing, sports. It could be someone turning their WWF collection. It could be all Vato movies, graphic horrors. It could be zombies. It could be a certain actor or actress. All of a sudden, a bunch of Tom Cruise videos show up, and they all smell like perfume. That's probably from the same house. And I'll even admit I found a cluster of Liberace. It was pretty good stuff, VHS, brand new. They bought it, put it on the shelves. And that doesn't even include the Michael Douglas, Matt Damon version of the feature film that came later. I added to that stack. So anyway, this is the heavy metal culture cluster. Sagala out. Have a wonderful day.